going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the Fatman and Chill podcast. Just a quick tidbit, or notice or whatever. I haven't been. We've been extremely busy on all fronts. The Blue have been doing their thing. I've been completely under the weather. Have not been feeling good. I've had some stomach issues come up. Some stuff that I've just grown up with, and so we've been kind of lazy and kind of just content's been a little weak right now. Almost done with the treatment that I need, so we should be getting right back into regular schedule pretty soon. And then we did alter the schedule, so we're working on it. But yeah, this is episode 6 of our Chillcast. This episode we're going to be pulling double duty. We're going to be reviewing the VHS movies. Are we doing all three, guys?
Well, we can just cover them really shortly if you want.
Okay,
You
we'll
don't have to go
just
into too much
okay. So
detail.
we'll be doing VHS 1, 2, and 3, and then we're gonna throw in Puppet Master 1 in here. So we're gonna try to make it as good and as quick as possible because I'm still not feeling good, and I think these other guys might be tired too. We're recording this late, so later than we like to. So yeah, so let's get going. So like we always do, we start off with what have you guys been watching lately? So what have you guys watched lately? I'll start with you, Lou.
Uh, so after VHS, I remember I did sit down and try to watch the Evil Bong series, but there's too much. I felt too uncomfortable. Someone's gonna walk in because there's a bunch of boobs just out. It's,
Yeah,
it's, it's one of those stoner comedies, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want someone walking down and think I'm watching something else
yeah, yeah.
in the living room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 65 inch.
Steve, what about you? What have you been watching?
Multitude of shows. Ghost Adventures, Loki.
I
Okay,
need to
we did.
watch Loki. Yeah,
Been keeping up with that.
I need to
My,
watch Loki and catch up with Ahsoka.
yeah, yeah. I just been watching a multitude of shows that I normally do watch on a daily basis once they come out.
Nice. Um, For me, I just signed up for the cock officially, so I now have the cock. Again, that's Peacock for you guys. But we call it the cock because love the cock. Um,
I was so confused. I was like, wait a minute, whoa.
uh, but yeah. Anyways, so I just signed up officially for Peacock. I've been watching the. Oh my gosh, they got so many good movies on there. Um, you guys, I was thinking for after November we should do a review of the movie Strays because that movie was awesome. Have you guys seen it yet?
No, we haven't, but I
It's
have the trailer for it.
it's on Peacock and it's one of the best movies this year. You guys gotta watch it. It's hilarious. So I'll leave that at that. But um, so yeah, I signed up for Peacock, so I've officially watched Five Nights at Freddy's last night. And then we are going to be doing a review of that. It'll be coming up right after this, so we'll technically be recording it tomorrow. So then we'll have it out for you guys. Well, you guys will be getting a double dose because you'll be getting episode 6 right now, and then 7. So you guys are gonna get back to backs. So that'll be good for y'all watching. Um, and then honestly, the new Goosebumps, which I absolutely really like. It's really good. I'm impressed. You know, it's not the little kitty stuff that we grew up with. Still got a little bit of a hint of it, but it's more of a mature show, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, I've been watching some Drake and Josh on Netflix because Drake and Josh fan.
Drake.
Drake and Josh was my jam back in the day. Watching that.
Do you
Um,
guys remember, speaking of that actor, do you remember the movie? It was either called Dragonfly or superhero movie.
it was called the superhero movie, yeah, where he was the dragonfly.
It's such a
Meh.
good movie.
Yeah, that movie is awesome. We should do a review of that too.
You know, speaking of Drake and Josh, did you guys have you guys ever heard the theory of Drake and Josh and iCarly?
Yeah, yeah.
That crazy Steve pretty much kidnapped Josh's sister.
And then brainwashed her into believing she was his sister Carly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a wild theory, and it's a quite funny theory.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, that's what we've been watching. So drop us a comment down below and let us know what you guys have been watching. A new thing you guys could do is suggest something for us to watch. That'd be pretty awesome. Uh, Mark, if you see this, message me on Discord or send me or use the email that's connected to our YouTube channel because I want to hurry up and get you that box, and I'm gonna need your info, brother. So get me that info. Um, and then I'll message you on one of the streams that we're on together. So I'll just remind you. But yeah, shout out to Mark Two, the winner of the entertainment package, and then shout out to Afro who won the smaller Perfect 10 prize. So shout out to those guys. Also, I'll save that for the Gamecast. Actually, I got a couple more shout outs, but those are game related. Um, so yeah, that's what we've been watching, guys. And we're gonna start the show off with, like we always do. Z is gonna give you his worldwide knowledge of the world wrestling entertainment business. He might have some AEW and some other stuff news in there. Blue might chime in. As for me, I'm no longer in the wrestling world. I leave that all to Z. So he's gonna take it from here, and then he's gonna give you the lowdown on the wrestling stuff. And yeah, so enjoy, guys. Z, take it away.
In terms of AEW news, really quick, I'll just get that short out of the way. Tony Khan's just being a big baby. He's having tantrums all over the place because WWE recently has been beating them in ratings. Something that's not uncommon. Uh, under Triple H's regime, WWE is flourishing again. The storylines are starting to get better. The matches are starting to get better. It's just all in all much better than when Vince was in control.
Yeah, did you just let me step in for a second? Did you see? I did see the meltdown. Did you see that meltdown he had on live TV where he was talking about he wasn't saying it for sure, wasn't saying it out loud, but he pretty much called out the WWE for like stepping on his toes. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and then uh, some people found it controversial. Some people found it like normal. Ric Flair has shown up in AEW in support of Sting's final match.
I saw this and I was like, geez, just stop already. Like you don't need to be here no more. He's done enough.
Yeah, and so that's pretty much all I got for AEW news, guys. Now in terms of WWE news, there are some more interesting facts. So, some matches announced for the Crown Jewel event, which is coming up next Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. In terms of or 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Some more matches were announced. We got for one match that was just announced recently on Raw. It's gonna be Damian Priest takes on Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. And then people already know the major headline of the show is LA Knight versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal title. And this is where I'm gonna pause real quick and say, for the full 3.5 years Roman has been champion, not once has his opponent interrupted him walking out to his entrance. They just broke that rule on SmackDown when Roman came out to start the show for the contract signing. Not even midway through his entrance, LA Knight walked out, didn't even bat an eye at Roman, and just kept walking to the ring. And when Paul Heyman set the table up for Roman to sit at the head of that table, LA Knight took the seat and would not let Paul move the table. So LA Knight is just, I've said he's the Rock and Stone Cold combined in today's era, and I stand by that because he just does not give a fuck about Roman. His mic skills are really good, and so far in terms of mic skills, he evens up to Roman. Will that transfer to the ring? I'm not sure.
He's really he's from what I've seen of him, he's a decent wrestler. He's not my cup of tea. He's not what I want. I honestly don't think he wins the championship. Um, I do think Survivor Series comes around and we see CM Punk. I think CM Punk comes in. I think CM Punk ends the streak.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would
Yeah,
be a weird place to do it at Survivor Series, but I could see them doing that
I'm a
just to
I'm
give
a
Roman some
I'm a
break.
100% CM Punk guy. I love CM Punk. I love everything that he's
Oh
done.
yeah,
I love everything he's done for the business. I liked him when he was in ECW, when he was doing the WWE's version of ECW. I had a chance at Arco Arena here in Sacramento to get one on one with CM Punk, and I interacted with him, and it was really awesome. He wanted to see my cell phone, and I refused to give it to him. I should have gave it to him because maybe I'd have a picture of him doing a selfie back then. And back then he was a bad guy because he was with forgot who he was with, but it was him and to come out with two other guys. And
Luke Gallows and AJ Lee, I believe. If you're talking when he was doing the
it was
straight
Luke
edge.
Gallows. Yeah, it was Luke Gallows, and then there was another guy. Um, yeah, they used to come out together, and yeah, this was back in the day when he was just now coming around. And yeah, he wanted my phone, and I should have gave it to him. I should have gave him my damn BlackBerry because yeah, that'd have been a piece of treasure for right now. But yeah, I'm a CM Punk guy. I still hold out hope WWE will sign him, and then he ends the streak for Roman because Punk
Yeah,
is the one that had the second longest streak behind Roman. So
yeah, and some more matches that were announced last minute. We have Logan Paul challenging
oh
Rey
Jesus.
Mysterio for the United States Championship. Now, I know what people will think. I'm not a Logan Paul guy.
But
I
Logan
would
Paul's a
love to
chode.
see Rey. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would love to see Rey Mysterio beat the ever loving crap out of him. But having watched WWE as long as I have, they're setting up. It looks like they're finally setting up for Logan Paul to have a title and hold it over WWE's
Now
head.
I'll
That
I'll give Logan this. Logan Paul is a great wrestler from what I've seen. He has some freaking skill, and Prime is absolutely delicious. I don't know. Maybe Logan's the one that I do tolerate because I know I can't stand his brother. I cannot stand Jake Paul, and I hope he gets knocked out in a boxing ring. Um, but yeah, Jake from what or Logan from what I've seen, he's a pretty damn good wrestler. So
he really is. Yeah.
yeah,
Another match that was announced is
Prime is
since
delicious.
since WrestleMania 39, John Cena has not wrestled a singles match. Coming up next Saturday at Crown Jewel, he will be facing one-on-one Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline.
Oh god, that's gonna be.
It might be boring. I could see it more as they're trying to set up John Cena's final run, and maybe because he has wanted to do this before he leaves WWE. John Cena has always wanted to turn heel. Maybe this is what they're setting up to. John Cena needing to break Ric Flair's record and become a 17-time world champion, and in order to do that, he has to turn heel.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Cena's done enough. I don't think anybody should break Ric Flair's record. Um, I don't think Cena needs that. Um, yeah, if Cena was gonna have one last match, it has to be against The Rock. They both
Oh,
have they both have to end their careers together. Like if that's going to be Rock's final match, if it's going to be Cena's final match, it has to be against each other. That's how you end it.
Yep, and as well as WWE is still foreshadowing a brother versus brother match at next year's WrestleMania between Jimmy and Jey Uso as they keep interfering with each other's life on
Yeah.
their brands.
Now I'll give you guys the greatest brother versus brother match ever. It was Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. One of the
That
one of the
doesn't
best
pop that.
freaking matches ever.
The Usos might come close to doing that. Uh, But I don't think, yeah, I have to agree. Like, I don't think any other family feud on from WWE will top the Hardys feud
No,
with
the
each
Matt
other.
versus Jeff era was so awesome when you had Matt 3.0 and Jeff Hardy, the Enigma, when he first started becoming the Enigma. Oh man, those were some of the best matches out there ever.
I remember when they started the feud. The first thing I remember was Jeff Hardy's pyro, misfiring
Yeah,
and
they showed
injuring
that last
him.
night. Actually, they did a rerun of that on one of the shows I was watching. I forgot about that, and people still know to this day they don't know whether or not that was real or staged. Um,
Yeah,
but judging by the burns Jeff had on his arm and chest, I would say that was definitely an accident. Just like Undertaker at one of the WrestleManias came out and got lit up by his pyros.
yeah, and as well as Triple H burning himself with dry ice.
Yeah, poor guy. That sucks. I've had that happen before with my hands and dry ice, and it's awful.
Yeah, and we're also looking like WWE's foreshadowing a Bianca Belair heel turn. She might be joining her husband Montez Ford on the heel train. Seeing as how now the Street Profits have aligned themselves with Bobby Lashley and have pretty much already confirmed that they're heel.
Oh, that's
Uh, yeah, it's actually working out for them. They do better as a heel than they did as a face,
yeah.
with Bobby backing them up. Yeah, it's seeming as though Bianca Belair is going to be turning heel as well, judging by what she said on SmackDown, seeing as how she said, and I quote, uh, I've never felt the need to to have revenge like this. It's just pure revenge I want to get on Damage Control. And that's people took that as a means of a foreshadowing of a heel turn, which could rejuvenate Bianca's career. She's kind of fallen flat since when she's been in the title picture for too long. A heel turn would really spice things up for her. Next thing you're gonna be saying is $1 million.
Yeah, get us to 1 million subscribers. Um, yeah, I don't really like Bianca Belair. It's not her character. Well, actually, it's a lot of her character, but she just doesn't know how to wrestle.
Yeah,
She's very plain, very boring. I honestly miss the blue haired one. What was her name? Sasha Banks. So I
yeah.
think Sasha Banks was hands down next to Asuka. They were two of the best WWE divas or whatever they call them now.
It's
Um,
a shame she's never that Sasha is not gonna return to WWE in the near future.
no, she's with is she AEW or TNA?
She's at New Japan.
Oh, that's right. She's in. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, hands down her, Bailey, Charlotte, and Oscar, some of the best women on the roster. Um, yeah. So is that it for WWE stuff, or do you got more?
that's about it.
Okay. Well, that's the WWE roundup, guys. So, um, yeah, so some interesting stuff happening there. I need to start watching, but man, I'm so lazy. Um, so all right, let's get right into it. So one of the two main topics here, we're gonna start with VHS, the first movie. It's available on Amazon Prime. I think the first three are available on Prime, right, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah. So one, two, and three are
Yeah.
on there. I went in expecting this movie to be something like The Ring, just from how it sounded, VHS, and I was like, okay. What it was, I was not expecting. It turns out that this movie was more in line with a Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Crypt, or a Creep Show, if you guys have ever seen those. Um, so it was multiple stories in one. It was multiple stories pertaining to one. Uh, they were all kind of linked. Some of the stories were better than the others. Um, but yeah, let's get right into it. So the VHS was directed by Adam Wingard, David Buckner. Well, hold on a second because these guys did different portions. Adam Wingard did Tape 56. David Buckner did Amateur Night. Yeah. TJ West did Second Honeymoon. Glenn McQuaid did Tuesday the 17th. Joe Swanberg did The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily when she was younger.
It's dark chocolate.
And then Radio Silence did, I don't know. It was written by Simon Bennett, David Bucker, Nicholas Tchaikovsky, Ty West, Glenn McQuaid, Matt Benelli Open, Tyler Gillett, Justin Martinez, and Chad Manella. It was produced by Simon Bennett, and then Gary Binkrow, Brad Miska, and Roxanne Benjamin. Um, Starring a long list of people I don't want to get into. And then yeah, movie released January 2nd, 2012. And then that was for independent, so it was a Sundance release. And then October 5th, 2012, so it released earlier for the United States. Runtime 116 minutes. United States origin language was English. The budget was $242,000, which was super impressive because it didn't seem like it. The movie seemed like it did have a bigger budget, but they kind of decided where it was going to be all spread at. The movie brought in $1.9 million, which is absolutely insane because if you've seen it, you wouldn't have thought so. Because this is definitely one of those movies that's a cult thing. This is definitely one of those cult classics. So you got to be a fan to enjoy it. Um, so we'll get right into it. We're gonna go in order. So the first one in the first tape. So we'll start off like this. The movie starts off with these guys going around. They basically doing pranks. They do stupid stuff, breaking into things and doing stuff like that. And they record themselves while they're doing it. Um, Somewhere down the line, somebody finds out who these guys are, and they send them a message saying, "Hey, I got a job for you. I need you to go to recover this tape for me at this house." And they take the job, and they go to this house, and they're looking for this tape. And as they're looking for things, they stumble across a man in a chair who to them is dead, and they said he stinks. He does all this, and then they go about looking in the house and trying to find this VHS tape. Well, when they do find the man who they think is dead, he's sitting in the chair with a pile of tapes around him and a VHS player. So they proceed to play one tape at a time, and each time that they do it, it's a different person. Um, so we'll stop right there, and then so Z, the beginning of VHS when they're doing the pranks and all this stuff, and woman hunting and doing all that. What did you think about all that? Like, how did the movie set itself up for you?
So to me, how the movie set itself up was more along the lines of it gave me more like Paranormal Activity vibes, but like the parody versions.
Right. So this movie, just FYI, guys, this movie is sort of found footage, so it's like that. So yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't really think much of it. All in all, the beginning of it was a bit slow for me. It didn't really capture my attention as much.
Yeah.
But it does get better later on.
Right.
You started to like the when it came around to the second one. It's just the stories were a little different, right, for your brain, I guess.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to say about each movie is I don't know if it's like directed or written by someone else, but the stories feel like they're from a different aspect.
Yeah, each one is from a different director or a different writer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so Blue, so we're at is that me getting my that's someone else?
That's
Um
me.
That's
I'm going to sound settings. For some reason, my default
Oh no, it's
output.
okay. Here, take him and go inside, guys. Yeah. So Blue. So we're at the beginning of the movie where it's basically these guys are going around, they're doing their pranks and all that stuff, and then they get the message from the guy, and they end up at the house, and they find the dead guy, and they're all looking around at the house for the tape. So I asked Z already. So what did you think about the opening segments of the movies before we start getting to the story portions?
Blue.
Oh, I thought he said zero. My
Oh no, I
bad.
said I started with Zio. I'm on you now.
Oh, about the opening scene for the movie, I thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah,
Whole prank thing. But I guess it was trying to show that, oh, this is a bunch of reckless kids or something, you know?
right.
Like, um,
You got that kind of like you got a hint of like being kind of like jackass style.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the house, it's like before they even watched any of the tapes, weren't they in the basement first too? They went down
Yeah,
to the
so
basement.
they go around the house looking for the VHS tapes, and some of them go down to the basement, and then some of them go upstairs. But then when
And
they go upstairs, they all go upstairs after that because they find the guy who's dead, and then that's when they find the player.
it's like there was one dude, they said there was a naked man in the basement.
That's
That's
later, yeah.
oh, I thought that was when they just went down there.
No, that was later after they find a different stockpile.
Alright.
Um. So yeah. So for me, the opening, I'm more like with Z, and the opening segments were just kind of weird because it really didn't set you up for what you're going to be seeing later. Um, it was just like oh, it's going to be one of these movies, and I thought okay. So it really wasn't too interesting at first. At this point, I was just kind of struggling to keep my interest. But then once we got into where they start playing the tapes with after they find the guy, that's when things start getting interesting, and then we start getting into the main plot of the movie. So I'll be right back. I need to take care of something real quick, guys. So you guys just chatter amongst yourselves real quick, and then I'll I'll be right back.
Alright.
All right.
Something I wanted to say about VHS is like with all the bits, like all the different stories, I thought it was really cool and creative. What?
I'm listening.
um, but I just thought it was very interesting how they somehow like connected all the movies together. The last movie really threw me off, but it was cool they could wrap it all into one, and then with all the individual crazy stories that went on. I think I like that since it was a psychological horror, it's the things like I guess the investment grows on your brain with the anxiety of what's gonna happen next.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So oh, why did my mouse change colors? Okay, there we go. So anyways, yeah, so then after all that, we finally start getting into where the movie actually did get interesting. So we start off with this is tape. The first story was tape 54. It's the frame narrative, the prologue. Um, it says the frame narrative focuses on a criminal gang. Oh wait, this is the part we just talked about. Focuses on a criminal gang who film their exploits, which include smashing walls, windows, lights, fixtures in an abandoned house, and sexually assaulting women in a parking lot. An anonymous source, yeah, these guys were just bad dudes. Anonymous source offers them a large sum of money to break into a house and steal a single tape. The gang accept the task, eager to expand their criminal enterprises. Entering the house, the criminals find a corpse of an old man sitting in front of several televisions playing white noise. While the other criminals are free to roam the house, Brad stays behind in the TV room where the dead body is to watch a tape left in the VCR. Enter first tape. Uh, so Amateur Night is the name of the first one. I apologize. And then it says, and obviously, guys, we read you the Wikipedia plot so that way you guys get the gist of it, and then we do, and we don't have to go because our memories aren't the best, so this helps us. Shane. So it starts off. Shane, Patrick, and Clint are three friends who have rented a motel room. Fill Shane's intent of bringing women back for sex. Clint is wearing glasses that have been outfitted with a hidden camera and microphone that allow them to turn their planned encounter into amateur porn video. Nice. While the three men are are bar hopping, Clint encounters Lily, a mysterious woman who appears unusually shy and says little other than "I like you." In addition to picking up Lily, the men also succeed in convincing another young woman, Lisa, to return to the motel room. Lisa passes out as Shane attempts to initiate sex, while Patrick discourages him. Good idea. For continuing, Lily continues awkward, coming on to Clint, but it is Shane who comes on to her instead. Clint notices that Lily's feet are clawed and have scales as he undresses her, but Shane and Patrick are oblivious. Sorry, guys, I got something in my Lily appears responsive, pushing Shane onto his back and beginning to undress Clint, seemingly beginning a threesome. Overwhelmed, Clint goes to the bathroom. Patrick disrobes and attempts to take Clint's place, but Lily made it clear that she dislikes Patrick. Moments later, Patrick bursts into the bathroom with a large cut on his hand, claiming that Lily bit him. When they approach Shane, Lily suddenly sprouts fangs and attacks and kills Shane. Or wait, kills Shane. Clint and Patrick hide in the bathroom until Patrick's still nude arm. They don't know how to write these things.
Hmm.
Oh, while still nude, arms himself with a shower curtain rod and returns to the room. Clint tries to wake Lisa, and Patrick attempts to fight Lily, but easily subdues him, then pounces on him, drinking his blood and ripping. Ooh, I forgot about that part. Ripping off his genitals.
Giggity.
Remember the way it like freaking flopped?
I
Too?
remember, yeah. I was like, oh shit, I just remembered that.
Dude,
It was the thud that got me. It said, "Doof." I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, I wasn't paying much attention to it, and then I heard the thud. I looked up, I'm like, oh, that's a junk.
Yeah, that it was a very sloshy but heavy junk.
That's what she
Uh,
said.
Clint escapes the room but ends up falling down a stairwell, breaking his wrist in the process. Lily catches up to Clint, her face hideously contorted, but instead of attacking, she attempts to full. Oh my god, I forgot about this too. Uh, uh, in attacking him, she attempts to perform fellatio. As Clint, in other words, she tried to give him a beat, right? As Clint is unresponsive, Lily believes she was for help, but he's suddenly lifted into the sky. Lily, who is transformed into a winged creature, is revealed Lily is actually a succubus. Oh, okay. I thought they were vampires.
That's what
Yeah,
Uh,
I
she
thought too.
that's what
I
she was.
completely forgot about succubus being a thing. Yeah, I thought they were vampires. On the hunt for a mate. Lucky Clint. Giggity, giggity. The glasses fell off Clint's face, and Lily carries him away, hitting the ground before the footage ends. So yeah, so that was the first tape. Honestly, the first tape was hands down my favorite story. Just how it happened. I mean, it was so ridiculous that it was great. From the junk flop to just the whole scenario of them getting there. The one guy you were kind of glad that he got murked because just how dirty he was and the whole intent behind just everything that they wanted to do. You were kind of glad that these guys got what they got. Clint being the little nerdy one, he was kind of the innocent one. He really was just there with the boys. Um, but I mean, they all basically got what they deserved. Um, but yeah, I honestly walked into this one thinking that they were a vampire, but it turns out that they were succubus. And then the one thing that the plot summary did leave out was that there was more outside the motel room because we went to go ask for help. These two guys then sprouted wings themselves and started screaming at him, and that's when she grabbed them and went straight up.
Wait,
So
two people sprouted wings?
yeah,
Yeah.
so the two guys that were by the truck, they were also whatever she was because they
Uh,
when he went to go ask for help for them, they then screamed at him in the monster growl, and then that's when she
What?
came out and took off.
Yeah, so succubus is female and an incubus is male.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's why the
Don't ask
band's
how
name is
I.
Incubus.
Yeah, just don't ask how I know that.
How
Okay.
do you know that?
I've seen a lot of weird anime.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But anyways, so that was the plot of the first movie, and or the first VHS tape. So then we'll get into what we thought about that. But then, so after the tape got done playing, the guy who pushed the tape in disappeared. He wasn't there, and the body of the man was no longer there. So you kind of get where this is going. But again, the first tape was absolutely my favorite story that out of the entire movie. I thought the succubus part was cool. Again, the junk flop was hilarious. Um, and the whole story was just really good. And um, so yeah, that was my opinion. So Blue, what did you think about the first tape?
The first tape, it was pretty interesting. I like the way that, of course, how you guys were talking about how everything unfolded, how the dude was still innocent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, I just like could imagine how weird of a situation that would be. Because like imagine you're running away, of course to trip it has to happen where he gets hurt, you know what
yeah,
I mean? But imagine running down there, banging on the window, basically naked, with blood all over you.
yeah. I remember that part. And they're just
Like
staring at him like, "Go away, naked man." It's like,
and he's like screaming out. It's like Jesus Christ, let bro in.
yeah. Um. So yeah. So Z, what did you think about the first tape?
I thought what I thought of it was pretty interesting, I thought it was vampire stuff too. I saw them going for the blood and whatnot. I'm like, oh, it's just another vampire shtick. Now hearing that they're succubus, it makes much more sense.
Yeah, reading the that part with the scale and the feet and all that. Yeah, I was like, oh, I missed all that. So yeah, now knowing that
Like,
they're succubus.
there was that one scene where she was like cutting his face open with her toe.
Yeah.
It was like,
And speaking of the dick flopping scene, the first thing that went through my mind when I saw that, it was more along the lines of he's probably thinking that this never happened.
Yeah.
Little ED joke for you people out there.
mm,
um. So yeah, that was our take on the first tape. The second tape was called Second Honeymoon. I remember this one. It was. I'll read it and then I'll go over it. Sam and Stephanie are married, couple traveling to Arizona for their honeymoon, with Stephanie recording and documenting everything along the way that night. They visit a Wild West themed attraction known as Wild West Junction, with where Stephanie receives a. This is the second tape, by the way, guys. I know you know, but I'm talking to the people. Um, Prediction from a mechanical fortune teller, so it's old time machine. Dressed as a prospector, the prediction claims that they will soon be happily reunited with a loved one, and that she is also very trusting and is easily taken advantage of. Sometime later, a strange woman comes to Sam and Stephanie's motel room and awkwardly tries to convince Sam off camera to give her a ride somewhere the next day. In the middle of the night, when all the couple are asleep, a mysterious figure breaks into the room and turns the camcorder and films itself stroking Stephanie's butt with a with a switchblade. The intruder also steals $100 from Sam's wallet and dips his toothbrush. This was freaking hilarious. Dips his toothbrush in the toilet and rubs it around. The next day, on their way to visit the Grand Canyon, Sam notices the missing money and accuses Stephanie of taking it, but she assures him that she did not. That night, the stranger enters the room again and repeatedly stabs Sam in the neck, which was brutal, with the switchblade, filming him as he chokes to death on his own blood. The camera then shows the killer, the woman from earlier, wearing a porcelain mask, cleaning the blade while she and Stephanie make out passionately, giggity, revealing that the woman was Stephanie's lover. The recorder cuts to Stephanie and her lover driving away, with Stephanie asking her lover if she has erased the footage. She did not. Um, so that was the second honeymoon. That one was not very good. I didn't like that one. I liked basically the only part of this one that I liked was that it was just super creepy and thinking that these people were in their room sleeping and this person was just parading around like it was the thing to do, which kind of gave me anxiety thinking about that when I'm out and about and if I'm in a hotel room, somebody just coming in and grabbing my butt, which I mean giggity, but you know, yeah, that kind of gave me a new fear and anxiety, which at first I didn't like this one, but the more I thought about it, the more it was like, oh, this just gave me a new fear. So from now on, whenever I'm in a hotel motel, the chair that they have in your room will be going under the door lock for me.
Yeah, you don't want that person coming in with a camera stealing your money.
Yeah. Uh, so
Tickling your booty hole.
so this one wasn't really my favorite, but it did induce a new fear, so it kind of climbed up there. So Blue, what did you think about this one?
This one, so just because of my ADHD memory, this is when they go on that trip to the canyon and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, so this one was just kind of unsettling because it's just kind of like a very, very messed up thing to do. Like, why was she with him to begin with? If she was gonna kill him, why didn't she just kick him off the edge of the fucking thing? No one would have known.
yeah,
Like, there were a lot of there's like a lot of other things that could have happened too, but it's just like, why wait? Like, why
yeah,
make him go on a trip? Like, she could have just left him and took all the money. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
You know, like he didn't have to be executed, basically.
yeah. His death was brutal. Um, so Z, what did you think about this one?
Uh, it really did screw my mind when I was like when I uh saw who was the killer. You know, it is a
Yeah,
pretty brutal way to go out.
I just
However, you know, we can't without making an assumption, we can't really judge a book by its cover because who knows, maybe the guy was in the knife play.
eh, that's a weird fetish.
Yeah, but I don't think he consented to being penetrated in his neck. I mean,
at least not in that.
multiple.
At least not in that way.
Yeah, like bro was probably trying to. He was obviously trying to sleep. Like he was just trying to go to sleep. Like
I mean, it is what it is. If I'm going out like that by two hot chicks, yeah, I live my life.
I mean, at least blow me first, then kill me.
no.
Happy ending.
This this
Um,
ain't no massage parlor.
so
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
that was the second film. And then again, the guy who popped in this VHS, when the VHS ended, the old man's corpse was missing, and this person that popped this tape again disappeared. At this point, the movie cuts into what the other guys in the house were doing. It goes down into the basement where a lot of the rest of them are at. They come across a stockpile of VHS tapes. They go and they find a duffel bag and they start putting them in there. But one of the men in the basement sees a naked man walking in the basement, scares both of them, and then they both continue to go about rummaging the house. Um, one of the third members then goes upstairs looking for the other two guys that are missing, can't find them, decides to pop in one of the tapes thinking that he's going to find it into the VHS player, and then we enter the third story. The third story is called Tuesday the 17th. This one was a little bit longer, so bear with us, guys. Okay, here we go. God, I hate this one. This was the worst one. So here we go. Whew. A group of 20-somethings, Joey, Spider, and Samantha, accompany their new friend Wendy on their annual trip to a lake located in a nearby forest. Joey films the group as Wendy leads them through the woods, occasionally mentioning accidents that took. What happened?
Yo, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I
We're on
can
the
hear
phone.
you.
Our Wi-Fi went out. Whoa, look at the new Discord logo.
Oh no, your guys' Wi-Fi went out.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we
okay.
apologize.
Oh, it's okay. Technical difficulties on their side, guys. We're gonna continue though. Um, Spider. Yeah. So she mentioned accidents. They also discovered mutilated corpses, sorry, guys, of a pig nearby. Shortly before Wendy mentions that everyone is going to die. This was really weird. Relaxing and smoking weed by the lake, Wendy tells the others that the lake is the same place where a murderer killed many young people years earlier. But the group laughs it off as a joke. Spider and Samantha leave the group for a bathroom break. Suddenly, Samantha is killed with a knife launched in her face. That was really brutal. Um, it's Spider attempts to run but is stabbed in the head. The head? I don't think it was the head. Repeatedly by a culprit and a strange figure. Oh yeah, it was. With a featureless red head, obscured in the tracking errors known as the glitch. Identified them as such in the credits. Uh, Back at the lake, uh, Joey and Wendy wonder where Spider and Samantha went. That's what I played. Oh, to which she answers that they left. Then awkwardly asked if he wants to have sex, which is really weird. Joey guesses that Wendy was serious about the story and she had been telling them about the murders, mentioning that he remembers hearing about it himself. Dropping the facade, Wendy reveals that she had been to the lake before when the murderer slaughtered all of her friends, leaving her as the only survivor. She notes that the police did not believe her when she said that the killer could be in two places at once. Wendy then tells Joey that she lured all three of them to the woods to use as bait, which was really jacked up. Um, Wendy tells Joey, oh yeah, never mind. Uses bait so she can find and kill the glitch. As the two talk, the glitch walks up behind Joey and slits his throat. Wendy runs away, luring the glitch into a pit trap and then into a bear trap, which it is trapped momentarily. She tries filming the glitch up close, but he continues to be obscured by the tracking errors and slashes her hand. Wendy continues to run through the woods, warning anyone who finds the tape never to come to the area. She finds Joey in his death throats and watches. They really don't know how to write these. As he dies, the glitch approaches Wendy before a bed of spikes and impales it. He reappears in a tree and pounces on Wendy, beating her to death with the camera, then slashes her stomach, subsequently eviscerating her. Wendy's corpse is last seen twitching and shuddering violently as the camera glitches out, revealing that she is becoming a glitch herself. Oh, okay.
Wait, she's becoming a glitch?
That makes sense. Okay, I get it. It still sucked, but I get it.
Oh, so
Um,
everyone who got killed got turned into a glitch, right?
yeah. So he must have like took her under his, I don't know, maybe a zombie type thing. But yeah,
Yeah, it's not
this
getting
this
infected.
was for me. This was honestly the worst one of them all. It just was long, drawn out. The actors they got in it were awful, except for the main chick herself. I thought the glitch monster was cool, but I think there was two, not one. I think there were two different ones, which now makes sense if they were. Um, I thought that part was cool. I thought the traps that she laid out for him were really cool, especially the spike bed in his face. Um, but I thought the ending sucked. I kind of wanted her to live. It turns out she got caught and then she turned into a glitch herself, apparently. But yeah, this one was just long, boring. The actors in it were just boring. The story itself was kind of stupid because it really didn't really make too much sense. Like, I appreciate it for what it was, but it just didn't hit at all. Um, so that's just my opinion. So Z, what did you think about this one, and did it hit for you?
No, not really. I didn't really find it enjoyable.
Yeah,
To me, it kind of rang stupid. Like the whole plot
yeah,
of that thing was like it's an invisible killer. In what it really gave me vibes of was the Friday the 13th game. You know when Jason can teleport,
that's what I was
he kind of
thinking
goes
too.
invisible. That's what I was feeling the whole time. I was like, it was redundant to me. I
Yeah,
didn't really enjoy it.
yeah, it wasn't very good. Blue, moving on to you. What did you think about the glitch?
So I liked for that whole episode. I did kind of like the characters and the story writing. I liked how the characters interacted,
Yeah.
but I thought the freaking bad guy dude, like I thought that
Yeah.
was the dumbest thing of all time.
And see, that's where I mean, if it would have been like a normal guy in a mask or just something traditional, I think I would have appreciated it more. But because he was just like a glitch in the matrix, I was like, yeah, this one I can't get behind.
And it was dumb. She barely escaped with her life. Why the fuck would she want to come back? Excuse my French, but why? It
Yeah,
makes
it
no
made no
logical
sense.
sense.
I was just like,
Like,
if you made it out alive, why are you coming back?
and it's like one of those things. Why would you bring people back as bait? Why don't you bring 5 people who are aware of what's happening, and you all could have probably gotten out alive.
And that's just it. Like, if she was really down to hunt this thing, she could have set up something with more than just herself trying to like bait doesn't necessarily have to be bait. She went about it all wrong. So ultimately,
Mm.
she got what she deserved, but this still just didn't hit home for me. But it seems like you liked it, and see, that's why I like the three of us because we have branching different opinions. So yeah, if you liked it, then yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate it for what it was. I just didn't like the glitch. I thought that was dumb.
I thought it was kind of funny though how like the glitch infected people. I thought that was a creative idea because it was funny how dude who got his throat slit open. Remember how like it was
Yeah,
like 10 minutes later he just starts
yeah.
walking.
So
It's
that
like
was the one good part about this story is this guy literally got his neck sliced from ear to ear, and then just casually stumbles across 5 minutes later, and he's like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna die now." Plop, and it's like, what the fuck just happened?
do you
But
think
yeah,
do you think he was still technically alive and didn't die yet?
he was definitely still alive. Yeah, he just yeah, because I don't know the medical side of it, but you can live with your throat cut for quite a bit if they get to you in time. As long as you're holding it, you'll
He
be
was.
okay. So I think maybe because he was definitely doing this when he came, but
Mhm.
he just wasn't doing it tight enough. So I think he just let out. Um,
Some of the kills were funny though. There's just straight up the dumbest thing ever. It's like
yeah,
why and also why can you only see it in the camera? Or
yeah.
is it one of those things that only shows up if you have a camera?
I see. I didn't answer that because I think they could see it off the camera, but they saw it the same way in the camera. I think the purpose of
Or
the
it was
camera was
glitched.
trying to capture it.
It was glitched in the camera because remember she was like, "Why can't I see you?" Can't you remember?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was like an Enderman. Sorry, that's Minecraft. I think it was like a Slender Man's type thing where supposedly in real life, if you see the Slender Man, you start losing your electronics, start bugging out. So
Mm,
maybe something like that. I kind of feel like that's where they got the story from in this one, the Slender Man thing.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah. So moving on to tape
I find it.
56. What?
I was gonna say I find it extremely coincidental
Yeah.
that the moment we started talking about this, mine and his Discord just fucking our internet just crashed.
We're in the next VHS. We haven't seen the other 3 movies. Oh no.
Yeah, we're already running. We're at almost an hour, so we'll probably just cover this one, and then we'll cover the next one. We'll do the next two very shortly on the next chillcast, just so that we can get them out of the way. Because this one's taking a little bit longer than I thought, and I'm liking where this one's going because we're getting more in depth. So yeah, we'll save the other two, uh, for short snippets on the next cast, guys. So, because the second two definitely deserve some of our time because they were definitely better than the first. So let's do tape 56 is the in between story. So back in the frame story, the old man's body has returned to the room, but Rox is nowhere to be found. So this is the third guy. The remaining criminals, Zach and Gary, are confused as to where the others have gone. With Gary telling Zach, "Look through the tapes." Zach replaces the current tape with a new one and sits down to watch. To where we get to the fourth tape, which is the sick thing that happened to Emily while she was young. Um, and it plays out like this. Told entirely through a series of computer video chats, Emily tells her boyfriend James an inspiring doctor about a strange bump on her arm and how it reminds her of an accident she had when she was younger. After showing James around her apartment, Emily fears noises outside of her door. After investigating the room, Emily witnesses a small, ghostly, childlike entity rush into her room and slam the door shut, leading her to believe that her apartment is haunted. Yikes. Hearing the noises again the next night, Emily attempts to investigate some more, only to discover the entity again. When she turns on the light, she questions her landlord about the disturbance, but the landlord claims that no children had ever lived in the apartment complex, nor have there any, nor have there been any people that have died there. But Emily is unconvinced. During the next video chat with James, Emily nonchalantly digs into the bump on her arm with a scalpel. Ew. And and a meat fork to find out exactly the bump is, but James urges her to stop before the wound becomes infected, promising to check it out himself when she arrives in a week. The next night, Emily attempts to contact the strange child. She closes her eyes and carries her laptop to have James look out for the being. The ghostly child appears again as James quickly appears in her apartment. The children are revealed to be are revealed not to be ghosts, but rather aliens. Watching as James surgically removes, I don't remember this one, an alien fetus from Emily's torso. Sorry, guys, I'm reading this and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I don't
Revealing
remember
that
this one.
Yeah.
revealing that they are using Emily as an incubator. The alien human hybrids, James, who has been working with the aliens and removing the fetuses for some time, questions the aliens how much longer they plan to do this to Emily, as she worries that she may not survive much more of it. Mentioning to them that that her arm bump is a tracking device, the aliens erase Emily's memory while James breaks some of her bones to make it look like she had an accident again. In the next chat, injured Emily believes that she sustained her injuries after wandering into traffic in a foggy state. She reveals that the doctor James recommended her has diagnosed her with schizophrenia and tearfully says that James deserves a better normal girlfriend. James assures Emily that she is the only person he wants to be with. But once their chat ends, she begins a new chat with a different woman, the woman that has the same bump on her arm and also believes that James is her boyfriend, revealing that the aliens are using multiple people as incubators. I do remember this one now. Um so yeah, this was the second best story just because I'm an alien believer and I believe that this stuff actually happens. And I do believe that I know, guys, I'm going out there. I do believe that there are alien human hybrids amongst us already. I'm thoroughly convinced that Elon Musk is one of these guys. Uh, you just can't be that smart and do too many good things. Um, and have your company named after somebody who I also believe was an alien, and Nikolai Tesla himself. Um, so this one hit. Apparently Z's dead. Oh, he's alive.
Hmm.
But this one was my second favorite one just because again, this was more like X Files, and I freaking love the X Files. And this kind of just seems like something our government is doing or would do because they're shady as fuck. Um, but yeah, this was my second favorite one. So we'll start off with you, Blue. What did you think about the alien one?
So I'm confused. So the alien one, that's the one where she was using that weird fork thing to like pick the thing out of her arm, right?
Yeah, where she was trying to get the tracking device out.
I didn't know it was aliens. I thought dude was just like using these girls and harvesting their organs. I didn't even know it was alien
And
human.
that's what I thought eventually at first too, but then I was like, oh, okay.
Because it was so weird that dude was also in the same apartment complex. That's the thing that when I watched it the first time, that made me uneasy. I was like, hey yo, no way.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, this one was my second favorite one. So Z, what did you think about the alien one?
I found it interesting. I didn't expect that the guy was actually there.
Yeah, he was like in the next room or something.
Yeah, it really tripped me out because I was like, she had because she was having internet issues throughout it. She would freeze, she would lag a bit.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and he wouldn't,
I think
which just
the thing that creeped me out the most is when he broke her arm. I was, oh, that was gross. I was like, dude.
and this kids is why you should not date a chiropractor.
I,
Mhm.
s- I still can't get over about how like he also, if you guys didn't know, I noticed this the first time I was watching it. I was looking at his desktop. You could see different file names, but at the end of the movie, you could see those file names are all the women he talks to.
Yeah,
So it's like creepier stuff that you figure out later, then you're like, it just makes my skin get uncomfortable.
yeah, that was gross. And then subsequently, this was the final story in the VHS tapes. So yeah, this one ended it. So it started out strong, tapered off a little bit, and then ended strong. So then we get to tape 56 again, which is the epilogue. So this is where the movie comes to an end. But back in the frame story, Zach and the old man's corpse are gone. Gary, now the only one left, searches the rooms upstairs. He finds decapitated remains of Zach and his uh, friends. Subsequently attacked. He's oh wait, hold on. Let me read that back. He is subsequently attacked by the old man, who becomes a zombie. Zombie. Gary attempts to flee downstairs but falls and twists his ankle. And is killed by the zombie. The frame story ends with the camera left on the TV room, picking up the sound of the VCR starting the last tape by itself.
What was the
Um,
last?
so yeah, that was it. They oh wait, no, I forgot. There was one more story. It was the last tape. Okay, I saw it. So yeah, that was the end of the story outside the little stories. So every one of the thieves is now all gone. The old man, apparently a zombie, eats or kills all the other guys. Zach, being the main guy, is the only one left, and now he's been dealt with. And then the last tape just starts rolling. So, what did you guys think about the guys all finally being killed off camera? And then, yeah, we'll start with you again, Blue. So, what did you think about the ending of the main actual story?
It spooked me a little bit. It wasn't like scary. I was just like, oh crap, we missed all that. Like, because I didn't show it happening. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like that's where everyone went. Holy crap! You know,
yeah.
it's like that feeling.
I kind of thought so. What my theory was like, I was thinking like, oh, I was like, oh, well, they're getting sucked into the movies or something. They're getting pulled into the TV, poltergeist style. But it turns out the old man was behind it. Um, so Z, what did you think about the reveal of the old man being a zombie, and then the end to the actual main cast?
Like the great Team Four Stars version of Alucard once said, nailed it.
There goes my phone.
I pretty much called it. Like I when I saw the old dead guy, I was like, he's not dead. Like the moment he moved the person, I was like, zombie troping coming. I saw it coming pretty much because I've watched enough of these types of movies, especially stuff like Paranormal Activity, enough to know um, that these kind of tropes are common. And so when I saw him move the first time and he was gone and the first guy disappeared, I was like, okay, so he's not really dead. He's gonna take them out one by one.
And that's what I thought too. I thought it was just some old guy that smelled really bad and was just picking them off one by one. I was not expecting the zombie twist. Um, so
I
yeah,
thought he could have also been like a demon or something. I knew he wasn't dead. I knew
yeah,
that, you know.
yeah.
Something was wrong with
The
him.
first time he disappeared, I was for sure there was something up.
It's funny watching the movie with like certain people and they don't realize bro moved.
Shit, how can you not notice that big ass motherfucker move? Fucking look bigger than me.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, that was the end to the actual story outside of the mini ones, uh, and the death of the main cast. So then the tape that gets played automatically was the main. So the tape that yeah. Go. So the tape that plays by itself is called 10/31/98. And it goes like this: on Halloween night, 1998, Tyler, dressed as a teddy bear, implanted with a nanny cam, meets his friend Chad, Matt, and Paul, dressed as a Unabomber and a pirate and a Marine. Respectively, they head out to a Halloween party at a friend's house, only to end up at the wrong place, thinking they're the first ones to arrive. The quartet sneaks into the building and they experience paranormal phenomenon that they believe that they are a realistic haunted house attraction and have fun with it. In the attic, they find several men gathered around a young woman whom they have suspended from the rafters, apparently performing an exorcism. The men happen to be chanting "Cast you down" towards the woman, and the boys exuberantly join in. He'll, this alerts the men to their presence, and they react angrily to them before proceeding to physically assault the young woman, causing some of the men to be pulled upwards into the darkness by an unseen force. More violent, overtly threatening paranormal phenomenon then begin to occur as the boys initially flee, but then decide that they should go back and safely free the girl. Um, Returning to the attic, the boys work to unite or to untie her and get her to safety. When the girl is freed, the house comes to life with poltergeist phenomenon, with ghostly arms raising from the walls and the floors to claim their lives of the women and the women captors. Get them out, please. Um, Exiting through the basement, the boys pile into the car and the girl and drive away. The car abruptly stops and the girl disappears, reappearing in the street before them and walking away amid a flock of birds. The boys then realize that the car has stopped on the train tracks and the girl they rescued is actually a witch. The boys attempt to get out of the car as the train approaches, but they are unable to start the car and unlock the doors. The train smashes into the car off camera, killing all inside. During the credits clips, take 56 are shown. So that's the end of the final. This is the final VHS tape at this point. So yeah. So this one was another good one. Uh, I like the twist at the end. Also, the guys were dumb for trying to stop the ritual that was going on, because then you later find out that those people were trying to eliminate a witch. I thought this one was really good. Again, the first one being my favorite, the Alien one being second favorite, and this coming in third, and then the other two me not really caring about. Um, but yeah, I thought this one was really cool. I got some Blair Witch vibes from it. Um, this thing really hit home because I'm afraid of witchcraft stuff. I don't like it. I have some friends that are witchy, and yeah, um, one of them is my best friend, but he's pretty cool. But yeah, this stuff scares me in real life, so this one kind of hit hard. Um, so yeah, what did you think about this one, Blue?
Yeah,
Um,
which
I thought it was really interesting. This is the one that also had like the hands coming out of the wall and all that
Yeah,
crap, right? In the basement, and they rescued her. But it's also there's a lot of things like you don't like. It's just one of those things you got to be aware of where you stop. Like that one thing about how when they realized she was a witch, when she was like teleporting, which I don't even think witches can do that. Remember,
I don't think so,
you remember
but
how she was in the car and then got out and then they somehow parked on the train tracks? Like,
yeah,
I was just like, why? Like, shouldn't you know not to park anywhere on train tracks and horror movie stuff?
yeah.
yeah. Um, but yeah, no, it was really weird. I like how it happened though. But yeah, this one was really because they made you feel like she was being a victim, but then you realize, oh, she was the bad one. So,
Yeah.
Blue or Z, what did you think about this one? The closing VHS tape for the movie.
You know, the closing VHS at this point, this was at a point where I was actually watching it. I was actually paying more attention to it. It was actually starting to get more interesting for me. So
Yeah, this one was definitely a strong way. I know I said that about the alien one, but I forgot about this one. It was definitely a strong way to end it. I thought again getting some Blair Witch vibes from it.
yeah, and I just found it like really interesting when it was revealed that she was the witch, and then I
Yeah,
doing all that. I was like, huh, kind of threw me for a loop. Uh,
sorry, I'm talking to someone I'm trying to get an interview with. Um, yeah, so yeah, so again, I thought this was a strong way to end it. So yeah, so now we'll jump to the part that we all like. We'll jump to our individual rankings of this movie. Um, and then we'll give our scores, and then we'll give it an overall score. So the rules go as said, or as this. Um, each person gives their own score on a scale between 1 and 10. No points. That's for the final score. So a solid number between 1 and 10. And then why you're giving it that score. And then, yeah. And then after we do that, we'll do the final ranking. And then we'll tell you guys whether or not this is a watch or a pass. Um, so, starting off with you, Z, where do you rank this movie at? And what is your number?
4.5. No, I'm joking. A solid 4.
A four? And then why are you giving it a four?
Having watched the second and third movie, they really did improve with those ones. As a beginning movie, as the very first one, it kind of gave me like Saw 1 kind of production vibe. Those two guys that made Saw, the original Saw, they have that big of a budget and, were just fresh out of college. So that's the kind of vibe I was getting. So it's like not, the best. I didn't really get into it until like more closer towards the end. So as people know, as people in the podcast know, I judge based on my ADHD.
Right.
If it keeps me entertained, it gets a higher score. The more it captivates my ADHD, and the more I can actually watch it, the higher score it gets. For this one, it did take some time, so that's why I'm giving it a 4.
All right, solid. So Blue, where do you rank this movie at? What's your number, and why'd you give it?
So I'm gonna give it a 7. I really like the stories. It's just there was a lot of parts that didn't make any sense or just like straight up random.
Right.
Um, so it's just like, but other than that, I love the way how they did the stories. They had their little characters and all that stuff.
Right.
But the randomness threw me off too much.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to follow sometimes, but yeah. So, all right. So moving on to me. Uh, I really thought down really hard about this one. Overall, I did enjoy the movie. Like I said, the middle stuff was all really a letdown. The beginning, the alien, and then the final videos were really the things that saved it. Then the story within the story, the outside, the thief guys, that being finally solved, and I really was happy that they got what they got. Um, so I'm actually really surprised where I numbered this at. I gave it a 7 as well. It was really an enjoyable movie. I went into this movie thinking that, oh god, I'm gonna hate this thing. Just going off of what I did see, turns out that I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. So that's where I landed at a 7. The stories it gave me, like I said earlier, the story gave me Tales from the Crypt vibe, Creep Show, and a bunch of those other little random mini movies. Um, and I thought it was really good. But I mean, the honeymoon and then the glitch were really the two biggest letdowns in there, and I wanted to give it less, but the stories, the succubus, the alien, and then the final the Halloween parties really saved it. So it would have gotten a 6 at the, but I had to be fair, and I felt 7 was fair. So yeah. So now we go to the overall ranking. We got 2 7s and a 4. So I'm gonna say 7.4, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the final overall score is a 7.4, and anything over a 6 is watchable. So it's a good score for it. VHS 1, definitely worth a watch at least one time. Um, so yeah, 7.4. Um, at this point, I need to start doing it, but right down there somewhere next to Z or underneath Blue, we will have the score. So, yeah, so we'll end it with this one. I wanted to get into the other two, but we ran out of time. We're at 118 right now. So, we'll save those for the next cast. We'll go over those two. But yeah, guys, so this was a good one. It was definitely a good pick by Blue. Uh, that I went into these thinking that I was just not gonna like them, and then I really turned around. And then again, the second and third one really did get a lot better. So yeah, so I'm the Fat Man here at the Fat Man Gaming. That's Theo, Philip down there, and then over here to the side is Blue, Mr. Blue Man Sky, or I forgot his name. Sorry, Blue. Just AKA Blue. Um, guys know where to find us. We're here on YouTube. I've been slacking on Spotify. I'll do my best to get stuff uploaded over there. So, Z, Blue, say bye to the people and let's wrap this one up. Um, yeah,
Why you throw you go first?
I go last.
Ladies first.
I'll go
You got big
first.
titties.
So, you know how we like to do it. We like to do our little catchphrases here at the Fat Man Gaming. So, you stay classy, San Diego. We'll see you next time.
It's like your catch.
Peace.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
throw me on the spot like
We'll see you guys
Something
in the
I
next one.
something I did say though before you did end it.
Go for it.
Please subscribe and follow the channel and the podcast on Spotify. I know it will help him and us as a group a lot. So please definitely support.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you, Blue, for that. Yeah, like Blue said, guys, like, subscribe, leave comments, do the thing. We're at 102 right now. We are getting bigger every day. The viewership is going up, and yeah, we can't thank you guys enough. So, like, subscribe, share. Go check out Spotify if you want to listen to us when you're in the shower. Send us a picture. Just kidding. Um, yeah, we're gonna get a lot of dick pics for that, guys. I just set that up. So yeah, guys, we'll catch you on the next one, and thanks for watching.